Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. Security in France will be tight as the Olympics begin this week. France is transforming its capital city into an open-air fortress. It will have the largest peacetime security force in the country's history to protect athletes, residents, and more than 10 million visitors during the Games. Officials say as many as 45,000 police, 10,000 soldiers, and 22,000 private security guards will keep watch at the Paris Olympics. The plan is to conduct the Games at different locations around the city. This idea is intended to demonstrate that Western democracies, for all of their social issues, can host a large event that is accessible to the public. The idea is to really have the events in the heart of the city to allow access for as many people as possible, said Nicholas Nordman, security advisor to the mayor of Paris. That means the security challenges are clearly more significant than doing this in a stadium. Authorities are preparing for potential attacks by Islamist militants, as well as state-sponsored attacks originating in Russia or Iran. Wars in Ukraine and Gaza have magnified those threats, according to Western officials and security experts. With the added security, American police departments for the first time are sending officers to assist as well. Israeli athletes will receive around-the-clock protection for the Olympics after an anti-Israel far-left lawmaker called for protests against the delegation and said they are not welcome in Paris. Radical left France unbowed lawmaker Thomas Portes said to a crowd in Paris last weekend, quote, "We are a few days away from an international event which will be held in Paris, which is the Olympic Games, and I am here to say that no, the Israeli delegation is not welcome in Paris. Israeli athletes are not welcome at the Olympic Games in Paris," end quote. Portes also called for protests to demonstrate against the Israeli athletes' participation. The Palestinian Olympic Committee, which is sending 8 athletes to compete in Paris, also came out against Israel's participation, sending a letter outlining its objections to International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach. French Foreign Minister Stéphanie Séjourné attempted to provide reassurance that the Israeli athletes were welcome and would be safe in Paris while speaking at a meeting with his European counterparts in Brussels on Monday. The former sheriff's deputy who fatally shot Sonia Massey in her Illinois home while responding to her call for help has held 6 different police jobs since 2020, according to the Illinois Law Enforcement Training and Standards Board. Body camera footage released Monday shows former deputy Sean Grayson yelling at Massey, an unarmed 36-year-old black woman and mother of 2, to put down a pot of boiling hot water. In the footage, Massey told the deputy, quote, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," end quote, and then apologized after the officer threatened to shoot her. After pouring the water into the sink, Massey ducked down behind a counter, covering her face with what appears to be a red oven mitt. She briefly rose and Grayson shot her 3 times. A review by Illinois State Police found that Grayson was not justified in his use of deadly force. According to state law enforcement records, Grayson's career included short stints as a part-time officer at 3 small police departments, a full-time job at a 4th department, as well as working full-time at 2 sheriff's offices, all in central Illinois. The 30-year-old pleaded not guilty to first-degree murder, aggravated battery with a firearm, and official misconduct charges. He was fired last week by the Sangamon County Sheriff's Office. A hydrothermal explosion launching steam and debris into the air occurred Tuesday at Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming. Around 10 a.m. in Biscuit Basin, video posted on Facebook shows visitors running away from the explosion. The park said there was no report of injuries, but the boardwalk was damaged. Events like this can happen in hydrothermal systems such as those in Yellowstone because water often can be very close to the boiling point. Marianne Karplus, a professor of geological sciences at the University of Texas at El Paso, who has studied geysers at Yellowstone, said, quote, "When there's a drop in pressure underground, it can cause basically the liquid water to flash into steam," end quote. Therefore, the steam takes up more space than the liquid, causing an expansion, which can then cause an explosion. Due to the possibility of another explosion in the coming days or months, the park announced Biscuit Basin will be closed for the remainder of the 2024 season. Police in New Hampshire are warning consumers about a nationwide scam using gift cards that's targeting thousands of people across the country. According to New Hampshire police detectives, it starts in the retail stores, when the suspects will go and remove hundreds of gift cards off the shelves. From there, the cards are mailed to other conspirators who work meticulously to unpackage the gift cards to access their information. After taking the PIN code and recording the card number, the card gets snuck back onto shelves to make them look as if they've never been touched. Police say the scammers are monitoring the gift cards for when funds are added, so they can spend the money in minutes, basically leaving the consumer with a useless gift card. Since December, police said that 5 people have been arrested for their alleged roles in the crime. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security has now launched a task force called Project Red Hook in an effort to combat the scam. Thanks for watching Braintree today. We'll be right back with more after the break. Welcome back. Norfolk County Register of Deeds William P. O'Donnell and his outreach team are bringing the Registry of Deeds directly to Braintree residents. The registry is holding office hours on Thursday, August 8th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. at Braintree Town Hall in the Johnson Chambers. This is part of the Registry of Deeds' ongoing effort to bring its resources directly to the residents within Norfolk County. Office hours will be held to assist residents with any questions or concerns regarding real property records or land documents. For more information or updates, head to norfolkdeeds.org. Last week, the MBTA announced the Red Line Braintree branch service will be suspended for 3 weeks in September. According to the release, the MBTA plans to accelerate major track improvement work on the Red Line's Braintree branch from September 6th through the 29th. The hope is that the MBTA crews will be making repairs to 18 miles of track, resulting in the removal of over 20 speed restrictions and improving the round-trip travel time by as much as 24 minutes. The 24-day service suspension means there will be no trains servicing North Quincy, Wollaston, Quincy Center, Quincy Adams, and Braintree. Alternate shuttle bus plans will be finalized and announced soon, according to the agency. Braintree's annual Kids Day, taking place at French's Common near Braintree Town Hall, is being postponed. Originally scheduled for Wednesday, July 23rd, the event was postponed to Monday, August 5th due to inclement weather. Kids Day is being hosted by Mayor Aaron Joyce and the Braintree Parks and Rec Department. The event will be free to the public and will have a variety of activities like games, bounce houses, a free cookout lunch, and ice cream. Taking place from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., this is the second year in a row where kids will begin with a sensory-friendly hour. While all games and activities will be up and running, there will be no music or announcements made until 11 a.m. The town of Braintree has teamed up with Project Bread to offer free meals to kids and teens this summer. From July 1st through August 16th, free meals are being offered at both Hollis Elementary and Ross Elementary schools. Kids and teens can pick up breakfast between 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. and then lunch is offered from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. No registration or form of ID is required. This initiative is brought to local communities by the Massachusetts Department of Education, Project Bread, and local school and community meal providers. For more information, you can check out projectbread.org/summereats. The summer is upon us and the Nelson Chin Summer Concert Series is in full swing. Beld is sponsoring the free concerts every Tuesday evening at Braintree Sunset Lake Whaling Gazebo, as well as one concert that's going to take place at Smith Beach. Shows already started on June 25th and usually run from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. For more information and a list of performers, head to braintreema.myrec.com. If you're unable to attend or want to watch a performance again, head to BCAM TV's public channels, Comcast Channel 9 and Verizon Channel 28, or go to youtube.com/bcamtv. The town of Braintree is now using a new system to send emergency and routine alerts to residents. The town is adopting the Civic Plus mass notification system, which residents must sign up for to receive any emergency or routine notifications. Residents can register to receive alerts via phone calls, text, and/or email. Types of messages sent through the notification system include town emergency notifications, town general notifications, the mayor's monthly newsletter, trash and recycling notifications, and water and sewer alerts. To register, visit braintreema.gov/1249/alert notifications, or if you want text only, text Braintree MA to 38276. Thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll be right back with more stories in the area.
There is so much going on this summer at the library for everyone. Here are just a few of the upcoming programs to give you an idea. Monday, July 29th at 6:30 p.m., mocktails and beach reads with Wendy Francis. Enjoy a tropical mocktail and talk beach reads with Massachusetts guest author Wendy Francis. Our special guest will share her favorite summertime beach reads, both new and old, including her own latest novel, Feels Like Summer. Please register for the event so we will know how many mocktail glasses we will need. After the program, we will email you the list of books mentioned. Tuesday, July 30th at 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m., Silent Book Club. Do you miss silent reading time like when we were kids? Silent Book Club is exactly that, a traditional styled book club that's low pressure, social optional, and no homework. You read what you want. It's a book club for those with an already busy calendar or already full to-be-read pile that just need planned time to sit and read. This program is for adults, and this program is just one of 6 book clubs we offer at the library. You can find the others on our website at www.thayerpubliclibrary.org/book-club or our events calendar, which tells you any meeting and special summertime meetings. 10 a.m., Storytime at the Parks. Bring a blanket or a towel for more comfort. You'll be gathered under the shady trees and we'll bring the stories. This kids program will be held on Monday, July 22nd at Sunset Lake, Monday, July 29th at French's Common, and Monday, August 19th at Lincoln Park. Summer reading continues. This is for everyone and it's not too late to get in on the prizes. Prizes for Thayer Public Library's summer reading program are sponsored in part by Papa Gino's on Grove Street, Uno's Chicago Grill on Granite Street, Squishable in South Shore Plaza, and Altitude Trampoline Park in Avon. You can still sign up through mid-August. Kids, teens, and adults are invited to participate. Submit your summer reading reviews through the Beanstack app or on paper at the circulation desk, children's desk, or reference desks to be entered for weekly prizes as well as the grand prize. The Beanstack app allows our community the flexibility to participate in person, online, or a combination of both. One cool thing about the Beanstack app is that you can track your reading throughout the year as well. It's like an alternative to Goodreads. And if we do another reading challenge, you'll be notified. And don't forget to stop into the library to see what's on the community reading board to see what the community is reading. And that's it for today. If you're looking for me at the library, I run the Science Fiction Fantasy Book Club and the Brown Bag Book Club. You can also find me online with the rest of the library on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube for 60-second Recs, a weekly video in which I pitch a book to you in 60 seconds or thereabouts. You can find more at thayerpubliclibrary.org/events.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now let's get right into more stories. The Healy administration announced Tuesday that Massachusetts will be changing its emergency shelter system. Under the new system, which goes into effect next month, migrants will qualify for 5-day stays at new temporary respite centers in Cambridge, Chelsea, Lexington, and Norfolk, but not for stays at existing emergency assistance assistance shelters. The state is also offering to pay for plane tickets and other travel expenses for those who want to leave. This change comes as Massachusetts continues dealing with an influx of migrants that strain the state's shelter system. Families that have priority starting August 1st are those without housing because of a no-fault eviction, who lost their home because of a sudden incident like a flood or fire, and those including a veteran, someone with significant medical needs, a newborn child, or those at risk of domestic violence. Families who wouldn't qualify after the change but are already housed at temporary respite centers will retain prioritization. Newly released findings in a Weymouth homicide investigation reveal that police visited a Weymouth home several times before finding the body of Christine Mello. According to the documents filed at Dedham Superior Court, Mello's body, discovered in the basement of her Lake Street home in April, showed signs of blunt force trauma to the back of her head and a laceration consistent with stab wounds inflicted behind the ear. In early April, police arrested 2 people of interest, Mello's roommate, Kelly Shaw, and John Harper, who are both originally from Quincy. The 2 were charged with using Mello's bank cards to make purchases and withdrawals in February and March, a period when Mello was reported missing by family and friends. Shaw, who moved in with Mello in January, repeatedly told police that she was out and she had a new boyfriend. However, prosecutors concluded that Mello's boyfriend did not exist. Shaw and Harper are due back in Dedham Superior Court on August 12th for pre-trial conference. The murder trial of Christine Ritchie, the Marshfield woman accused of stabbing her husband Michael Ritchie to death in early 2021, began Monday in Plymouth Superior Court with jury selection. Christine Ritchie's attorneys have claimed self-defense. The judge described the case to about 40 potential jurors, saying, quote, "At 4:46 p.m. on January 28, 2021, Marshfield police responded to a 911 call from Sophia Ritchie, the 16-year-old daughter of Michael and Christine, who reported that her father was unconscious on the floor of their home. The Commonwealth alleges that the defendant stabbed her husband 2 times with a knife in the center of the chest and the upper rear left shoulder. He was transported to South Shore Hospital and pronounced dead at 5:30 p.m. The defendant denies the allegations and has pleaded not guilty." End quote. According to the judge, attorneys involved in the case say they expect it will take 5 days to present all the evidence. The trial is expected to conclude at the end of next week, when jurors will begin deliberations. In other Marshfield news, from food to carnival rides, animals, and exhibits, the Marshfield Fair returns again next month. The Marshfield Fair begins Friday, August 16th and runs through Sunday, August 25th from noon to 10 p.m. daily at the Marshfield Fairgrounds on Route 3A. Each day of the fair will be chock full of live music and entertainment, exhibits, demonstrations, rides, and games. While the full calendar of events is still in the works, the North River Blues Festival is scheduled for August 24th and 25th. Celebrating its 28th year, the festival is the main music event at the Marshfield Fair. For more information on tickets, specials, music acts, and more, visit marshfieldfair.org. Streaming giant Netflix is planning their latest documentary, and it's pretty close to home. Netflix is working on a 3-part documentary which will focus on the death of Boston police officer John O'Keefe and his then-girlfriend Karen Reed. The case has already received unprecedented national and international attention, which prompted hundreds of onlookers to gather outside the Dedham courthouse during the trial and deliberations. Netflix said on its website, quote, "The ongoing case has inspired plenty of conversation, and the as-yet untitled documentary series will explore what happened in the days leading up to O'Keefe's death. It is currently in production with Sandpaper Films with co-directors Danielle Johnson and Rob Miller." End quote. The documentary production comes as prosecutors say they plan to retry Reed for the death of O'Keefe. Reed's 2-month trial ended after jurors declared they were hopelessly deadlocked, and the judge declared a mistrial on the 5th day of deliberations. Thanks for watching Braintree today. We'll be right back with more in entertainment.
James. He was surprised to find out that he has elevated blood pressure, which could turn into high blood pressure. So he talked with his doctor about a healthy path to get his numbers down. He quit smoking, which makes a big difference for his overall heart health. He also cut down on salt by watching out for high sodium on food labels and added a 30-minute walk 5 days a week to his routine. These healthy steps weren't easy, but lowering his blood pressure was worth it. Learn more about his healthy path.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. This week in entertainment, we have 3 movie recommendations for you to watch. First up, Apartment 7A takes place in New York City in 1965 and follows a struggling dancer who finds herself drawn into dark forces by a peculiar couple promising her fame. The film stars Julia Garner and Diane Weist. You can watch Apartment 7A now on Paramount+. Next, Young Woman and the Sea follows Trudy Ederle, who with the steadfast support of her sisters and trainers, overcomes adversity and the animosity of a patriarchal society to rise through the ranks of the Olympic swimming team and compete in a 21-mile trek from France to England. The film stars Daisy Ridley and Stephen Graham. You can watch Young Woman and the Sea now on Disney+. And finally, Deadpool and Wolverine follows Wolverine, who is recovering from his injuries when he crosses paths with the loudmouth Deadpool. They soon team up to defeat a common enemy. The film stars Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. You can watch Deadpool and Wolverine now in theaters. That'll do it for news today. Remember, if you're a customer of Verizon, you can watch BCAM TV in high definition on channel 2128. I'm Martha Konstandinidis, and thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll see you next time.